Hello and welcome to our Fact or Fiction Nutrition Myths and Fad Diets webinar. With so much information about food and nutrition in the media, it can be so hard to know what to believe and what not to. As a registered dietitian, I hope to bust some common nutrition myths. This webinar contains general nutrition advice and is based on the most up-to-date nutrition guidelines at the time of recording. So speak with your medical professional if you have been given specialised dietary advice or have any other individual concerns. My name is Judith Durrant and I am a registered dietitian. So just a little bit about me. I have worked in a wide variety of areas in adult nutrition and dietetics. And as we all know, good nutrition plays a part in our general well-being. And for my personal well-being, I have recently started making great use of my leisure centre fitness classes, and I do hope that keeps up. But like many dietitians on our YouTube channel have said before me, I simply love to go for a walk, and it is even better if it is by the coast. So let's get started and consider some common nutrition myths. Stay tuned to the end as I will point you in the right direction to find more evidence-based nutrition information online. We are going to consider a lot. We will consider carbs, supplements, frozen fruit and veg, honey, coconut oil, detoxing, butter, stout and iron, gluten-free, smoothies. And as I said, I will signpost you to other useful sources of information and allow you to give a chance for some feedback if you wish. The first common topic for discussion is that carbs should be avoided. The reason we hear perhaps people say they are avoiding carbs is because they wish to avoid gaining extra weight, and the carbs, for example, the pasta, rice, potato, often get their full blame for any extra weight gain. So do carbohydrates, or carbs as they are often known, actually cause extra weight gain? No. Starchy carbs provide us with energy and fiber and are also really important for filling us up. Our bodies use these foods as fuel. In simple energy balance terms, if we take in more energy than we need, it is stored as excess body fat. So portion control is important to consider, and also reducing what we are adding to the carbohydrate foods, for example, the butters or the spreads, the sauces or the high-fat cheeses, if we wish to be mindful of waist size and of our heart health. So try to choose higher fibre and whole grain varieties as much as possible to improve your gut health and your overall health, and to help you to feel fuller for longer, therefore controlling your daily energy intake better. Try not to see single foods or fats or proteins or carbohydrates as simply good or bad, but think of the frequency and amount you have and the types you have and what your regular diet is like overall as a whole. Enjoy your food and be mindful of how you make choices. Next, we will ask, should we all take a multivitamin or food supplements? This is another myth. Most people can get the nutrients they need from a varied, balanced diet. Plenty of nutrients do play key roles in our immune system. For example, copper, folate, iron, selenium, zinc, and vitamins A, B6, B12, C, and D. And a well-balanced, varied diet is important for our general health. Do watch our Healthier Diet, Healthier You webinar for more information about having a varied, well-balanced diet, which includes all food groups. Eating a rainbow is a term used to remind people to eat a variety of colourful fruit and vegetables, to aim at least for 5 portions of fruit and vegetables combined in a day. Vitamins and supplements are expensive and not often needed at all. The only supplement recommended widespread for the general population is vitamin D. All adults and children over the age of 1 should consider taking a daily supplement containing 10 micrograms of vitamin D, especially during autumn and winter. Those in the at-risk groups, such as older people, should consider taking a supplement containing 10 micrograms of vitamin D all year round. To see more detailed information, please read the British Dietetic Association Food Fact Sheet on vitamin D. So is fresh produce a healthier option than frozen? No, not necessarily. Often fruit and vegetables are frozen at the point of picking, and so all the nutrients are actually locked in at the point of storage. So they can be just as nutritious and usually cheaper than buying fresh. The benefits of frozen can potentially be that there's less preparation time, as no peeling or chopping. Frozen can be so convenient to just add extra when you are cooking, helping you reach your 5 a day of fruit and vegetables. Frozen can allow you to reduce food waste as you simply use and store as you need. Is honey a healthier choice than sugar? Again, no. There are many recipe books that include honey and syrups instead of sugar. It can be false to see these as a lot healthier in terms of energy. Types of honey do have some antiviral and antibacterial properties that continue to be researched. And yes, honey does have just a trace of nutrients rather than just energy. But ultimately, we would say to reduce your intake of both sugar and also honey for dental health and weight management. Read labels and recipes to check out how much sugar or honey is actually in the food products, so you're not being fooled into thinking you're making a better choice when you aren't. There is little benefit in substituting honey in a recipe when you could likely reduce the sugar added in baking, or indeed just reduce the size of the home baked treat you eat. So honey is not better in terms of energy value and hasn't been proven to help hay fever. As a one-off, you may decide to use honey and lemon as a home remedy for a sore throat, as suggested on the NHS website, although they also say the evidence there is limited. But constant intake of honey contributes to your sugar intake. Please check out the British Dietetic Association Food Fact Sheet on sugar and also on reading food labels. Normal serving sizes of honey are not likely to provide any health benefits to warrant it being a better nutritional choice than table sugar. In fact, honey is slightly higher in calories per serving than table sugar. And remember, honey is not safe to give to children under 1 year of age. Is coconut oil better for cooking? Again, no, it is not necessary. Coconut oil is often deemed as one of the latest superfoods and endorsed by wellness bloggers and celebrities. Coconut oil is pressed from the meat of the coconut, but 2 tablespoons of coconut fat or oil would contain around 20 grams of saturated fat, and that's much more per gram than butter or lard. So if a woman has 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, she has already consumed above her recommended daily amount of the maximum 20 grams of saturated fat. Saturated fat is linked to risk of heart disease and to stroke. With about 92% saturated fat, experts in heart health do suggest to be really mindful of why and when you use coconut oil. Some people may choose to use it for taste in certain recipes or for its lower smoke point, but the frequency and amount that you use it could affect your blood cholesterol levels. There is ongoing research being done on the way the type of fat in coconut oil behaves in the body, but there is no strong current evidence for some of the varying health claims about it. It has been long recommended that everybody try and reduce overall saturated fat in their diet. A healthier choice would be oils higher in monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, like rapeseed or olive oil. As much as possible, just try to cook without oil. For example, use a non-stick pan or a slow cooker, or try to boil, bake, poach, or stew more instead. Do you think we should go on special detox diets regularly? Examples of detox diets include juices, skinny teas, celery juice, apple cider vinegar, charcoal, some supplements. But the answer is no. Don't waste your money. Also important to be aware that they can actually be harmful, such as causing kidney damage from certain green smoothies, or liver failure from detox teas. Your body is very clever and carries out its own detox using such organs as your liver, kidneys, lungs, and your gastrointestinal tract. On a detox, you may lose weight quickly, but when the diet ends and you resume your regular eating habits, often any weight loss is easily regained. So think instead about your regular food choices and keeping well hydrated. Aim instead to enjoy a sustainable, healthier way of eating and make good lifestyle choices around stopping smoking, keeping alcohol to none or within safe limits, choosing less processed foods, and aiming for 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week. Do you think butter is better for you than unsaturated spreads? Butter is not better. Butter is by law 80% fat. Read the labels of butters and spreads and you will see the amount of total fat. Also listed will be the amount of the total fat which is saturated and also of which is unsaturated. The unsaturated fats are monounsaturated and polyunsaturated, which are better types of fat for reducing your blood bad cholesterol levels and increasing your good cholesterol. Butter contains more saturated fat, and it is saturated fat which increases your bad cholesterol levels. So be mindful of the total fat you consume, as all fat is high in energy, but it is better to make a swap from a butter to, for example, a monounsaturated spread, such as an olive oil-based spread, or a polyunsaturated spread, such as one made from sunflower oil, to reduce your risk of heart attack or stroke. If you do not wish to give up butter, perhaps think about reducing just how much you use and how often. We should all try to eat less of all spreads. So stout, is it a good source of iron? Stout actually is not a good source of iron. To get the recommended amount of iron for one day, you would have to drink an excessive amount, far beyond the recommended 14 units per week. 3 pints of stout contain only around 3% of an adult's daily recommended iron intake. Stout used to be stored in iron kegs, so the iron leached into the stout, whereas now it is stored in stainless steel. So there is no significant iron nutritional benefit from having a pint. Good sources of iron would be green leafy vegetables, lean red meat, pulses, nuts, seeds, and fortified breakfast cereals. Do check out the British Dietetic Association food fact sheet on iron for more information. Is gluten-free diet healthier? Simply put, no. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, rye, some oats. Unless you have been medically diagnosed with dermatitis herpetiformis or with celiac disease, there is no benefit to buying more expensive gluten-free products. In fact, some of the gluten-free versions may have added sugar, fat, or salt in order to try to make the food more palatable. Those with confirmed wheat intolerance, dermatitis herpetiformis, celiac disease, or for those struggling with IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, we would recommend you see a dietitian specialist in this area to help you manage a nutritionally adequate diet. So following a gluten-free diet is not a weight loss plan or of any nutritional benefit to the general population. Is it a good idea to drink a lot of smoothies? No, and let me explain why. The agreed advice for fruit smoothies and juices is 150 ml once in a day max, which can count as one of your 5 a day. But when you exceed the 150 ml, it does not count as a further portion of your 5 a day. The smoothie is a concentrated, quickly digested source of fruit sugars, so will affect blood sugar levels and dental health. In the blending process, the natural sugars are released from within the cell walls of the fruit and become free sugars. Free sugars include any added sugars, including honey and maple syrup, and are the kind we should all be cutting down on to protect our teeth as well as lower our energy intake to help maintain a healthy weight. It is better to eat the whole fruit with flesh and skin, as it is wiser to raise your blood sugars at a slower rate and to gain the benefit of eating the fibre. Some people do like to experiment with vegetable smoothies or a mix of fruit and veg together. Always just be mindful of your total portion of smoothie in the day, as it will count towards your free sugar intake. It would be wise not to increase your fiber intake too quickly so your gut can adjust. Be sure to drink more general fluids if you are also increasing your overall fruit and vegetable intake. So we've chatted through a number of common nutrition myths, and if you wish to explore more about making good dietary choices, I would again recommend that you look up the British Dietetic Association food fact sheets. The links to these helpful websites are included in the description box below this video. Do check them out for trustworthy information. If you're interested in learning more about what is in your food, read the labels, and if you wish, download the free NHS Food Scanner app. Thank you for watching this webinar. More webinars and healthy recipe videos are available, so please subscribe to our channel. Feel free to share this if you feel other people would benefit. Please complete the short evaluation survey found in the description box. Thank you.